To you both. A cool morning out there. We're seeing less 40s than we had earlier, but still a few of us, especially in the suburbs, down in the mid to upper 40s right now, creating a cool, crisp start to our morning, especially when you factor in that low humidity level. We're in the 50s for Boston. It's still about 11-degree drop from yesterday at this time. And the drop, it's going to be more evident this afternoon. We had 80s yesterday. We're stuck in the 60s for most spots. An east wind, a sea breeze developing in Boston over the next few hours that will keep us in the low to mid 60s for not just Boston, but really much of our coastline. Look at this Hull, 62 today, much cooler than those 80s. Inland, we're making a run toward the upper 60s to just about 70 degrees, especially through the Connecticut River Valley. But we are looking dry, high pressures in control. Out of the timeline for our next potential for some much needed rain. Yes, we are looking at a really beautiful outlook for those that are getting out and about today. The skies will look really inviting, but you'll notice there's a chill to the air this morning. It's not quite those 80s of yesterday. Even this afternoon, we're stuck in the mid 60s, so definitely more of a fall feel. We'll hold on to that tomorrow. High pressure is in control though, so it is a very dry outlook this weekend. In fact, so dry that we're looking at humidity levels that are starting to reach into more dangerous levels, really low humidity. And because this has been a very extended period of dryness for our area, there is a slight concern here for an elevated risk of fire weather. So keep that in mind because we are so dry. Our ground is very dry, as we are seeing about 16% of Massachusetts under moderate drought. We were in the upper 40s for many of the inland suburbs, but as you move toward the coastline, we're seeing more of those upper 50s to low 60s. So feeling a little bit milder at the coast after what was a chilly morning earlier. We're making our way toward the low to mid 60s today, but a sea breeze kicks in rather quickly over the next few hours. So that will keep Boston and the coastline stuck in the mid 60s this afternoon. As you're heading toward local beaches, you may see as you head up toward Cape Ann, even some of our South Shore beaches, a few low 60s can't be ruled out. Meanwhile, inland, away from the sea breeze, upper 60s to low 70s today, still staying a few degrees below average, but still going to feel mild as we move through the afternoon with blue skies. But those blue skies lead us into a really clear night ahead, and with calm wind, that's an ideal setup for a cool night. We're looking at 49 degrees in the forecast for Boston. That would be the coolest night we have felt since the end of May. So all summer long we stayed below or above the 40s, I should say. We're seeing our first potential for dropping into the 40s as we wrap up summer here. We're moving into the 30s for the inland suburbs, not looking at temperatures that are quite cool enough for frost in southern New England, but as you move north of Route 2 and into northern New England, it is going to be cool enough that we see a few low to mid 30s and certainly that first sign of frost in the area. So a frost advisory has been issued as we cross the border into New Hampshire, Vermont, and all the way up through Maine. We're going to see a nice rebound in the afternoon tomorrow, upper 60s to low 70s, but you'll notice some more clouds streaming in. Still, our chance of rain holds off until Tuesday. We have our next front moving in from the west, and that will bring a slightly better chance of rain for the second half of the day on Tuesday before we start to see improvements Wednesday. We're tracking Gabrielle in the tropics. It's a tropical storm right now, but set to strengthen to a Cat 1, possibly Cat 2 hurricane as it nears Bermuda. But I say near, it's about 184 miles off the coastline of Bermuda, the latest track. So it's this sharp turn that should keep any direct tropical storm force wind outside of the island and also outside of the East Coast. So we are looking fine here. We're sitting in the 40s for many spots inland. At the coastline, upper 50s to low 60s, and feeling that drop since yesterday. It's about an 18-degree drop from yesterday at this time, moving out toward Fitchburg. The drop, well, you'll notice it this afternoon too, as we struggle to get out of the low to mid 60s for Boston as a sea breeze develops over the next few hours. Bright blue skies are going to be something that really is creating an inviting atmosphere as you're trying to get out and about, but don't let these low 60s fool you. After being in the 80s yesterday, it may feel cool at times if you're at the immediate coastline. Moving away from the coast, it's a mild and even warm day, upper 60s to low 70s in the forecast. We're looking rain-free for now. We do have some shower chances in the work week. I'll have the timeline for that, plus the areas that could see frost tonight. You're heading out the door right now with 52 in Worcester, 57 in Boston. We are seeing a few spots in the 40s even at this moment, so it is a drop as you're heading out, and with really low humidity levels, it's a crisp air mass, so real feel of fall with dew point temperatures down in the low to mid 40s. So it's a very dry outlook. High pressure's in control, so that's blocking really much in the way of clouds and showers, keeping us with this quiet forecast for the rest of this weekend and even as we kick off next week. Sunshine prevails, but there is a sea breeze kicking in, so that is going to keep our temperature down the low to mid 60s today. We're not going to warm beyond that at the coastline due to the sea breeze influence, as our ocean temperatures are in the mid 60s right now. So 64 for Boston, mid 60s down toward Cape Cod and the islands. Move inland away from the sea breeze, you'll see temperatures getting a little closer to the upper 60s to low 70s. But if you thought today that was cool air that greeted you this morning, well, get ready for tomorrow. We have temperatures tonight into tomorrow morning falling down into the 40s for a more widespread area of our region. And I think for Boston, it will be our first chance of dropping down below 50 degrees. The first time since May 24th. So all summer long, we stayed above that 50-degree mark. This is going to be a chilly start, especially for areas north of Route 2, where I do think we'll see more in the way of low to mid 30s. Even locally, some of our suburbs along 495, 128 could fall into the upper 30s overnight. So a cool outlook, but these mid 30s to the north will be cool enough for a chance of frost. There is a frost advisory that goes into effect at midnight and continues through tomorrow morning as you move into northern New England. We have a nice rebound in the afternoon tomorrow, slightly warmer than today, where I do think we'll see a few inland 70s. Holding off from any rain potential tomorrow, although you'll see some high clouds in the afternoon, likely going to be a factor for the Patriots game. Rain chance holds off until Tuesday. This is when we have our next front moving in. Don't think the morning will be a big issue, but your evening commute will likely start to turn wet here as the front gets a little closer by and then moves out of here by Wednesday. Meanwhile, it's active in the tropics now as we're tracking Tropical Storm Gabrielle, set to strengthen to a hurricane by tomorrow, possibly Cat 2 strength. So this is one that has power, but it's following this curve here that keeps it well east of Bermuda and even more east of the east coast of the United States. So we are not looking at impacts here, but for Bermuda, with a track that's about 184 miles just to the east, we will likely see buildings swell. We're already starting to see signs of that, and perhaps some wind and rain impacts. The tropical storm force wind from this storm extends about 140 miles from the center, the eye of the storm. So we will not be feeling storm force of that strength on the island of Bermuda. Good news there. We are drying out for this